Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I am Eddie Marcus, spokesman and advocate of basic human rights for all people. When I refer to basic human rights for all people, I'm referring to those rights that by being a human being placed on this earth during these times with certain essential requirements necessary for maintenance or survival, or to experience heavenliness. This is what this mission is about. Basic human rights for every human being on earth. That's my job. Now, I used to think this was the job of everybody who believed in God, but I found out that people believe in God differently. So I can only claim this as my job. Basic human rights for all people. I want to talk to you today, ladies and gentlemen, because I'm here to do just that. And when I see obstacles that stand in my way, and I recognize that it's going to be essential that you, the people, play a major part in the process of eliminating that problem, wherein lies our joy that we speak of. And I don't think it should be that complicated if you're on the right path. And if you're not, then you just aren't. That's the way it is. However, ladies and gentlemen, I want to say to you that today I find myself in a very, very complex situation for me. It is not complex for the people of the nation. People all over the world experience it every day, no doubt, and many times a day. But it's this thing called sickness and diseases that wear us down and destroy us. In fact, take our lives. A sickness, a disease that still masters we, the human beings, that creature that God has created to master every problem that exists. To master every problem that exists. Whatever we can imagine, we have the power according to the resources available and according to our ambition and our desire. We can cause it to be manifest. We were made like that. So when we have this sickness and disease, it's been here forever, it appears. And the only time you can hear of it being eliminated purely is when someone laid hands on someone. No medication. And when there was an example of a medication, it had to do with natural herbs and not the man-made medicine. So this requires a lot of concern, especially to a guy like me and for those people like you. But it has a real special interest to me now, ladies and gentlemen. I tell you why. I am a kind of old guy now. You know, you can see it. I grew up in a family where we were all young in our 40s. And all of a sudden, my uncles and, well, mostly uncles, they just started passing away in their 40s. Cancer. Even my great uncles, cancer. My great great uncles, cancer. I'm thinking about this stuff, ladies and gentlemen. It's still existing. Right now, one of the gentlemen, an older gentleman that I'm purely in love with, it has cancer. I believe it's stage 4 cancer. And I know the family quite well. And that's personal, ladies and gentlemen. But even more personal than that, my own daughter. In fact, the gentleman that I was just speaking of is my wife's father. Stage 4 cancer. And my own daughter has stage 4 cancer. And I'm around here, my friends, trying to, if I can't do anything about the present, trying to see if I can stimulate that which can do something about the future, and to an understanding and a realization and a commitment to do just that. It is a very, very difficult situation, ladies and gentlemen, and I understand Excuse this camera handler. I'm trying to be my own technical person as well as the producer and the host. I just wanted to say, ladies and gentlemen, that hard times are not new. They've always been around. How we dealt with them and how any time allows us to reflect an experience that we learn from, it always usually kind of makes it a little bit easier. But with this situation, it tells me this, that what I feel, every last one of you feel, because there are people all over this country dying from sicknesses and diseases such as those of cancer and MS and everything. And it shouldn't be. And you've heard it said that the only reason that it continues to exist is because there's an element in this process that allows people to find some excuse to justify going around getting cured. Now, I want to say to you, ladies and gentlemen, as I speak to you, I'm speaking to you in this fashion. What I speak to you, I'm speaking to you as if it is from God. And I don't mind you testing it about your own understanding of God. And if you know anything about God, it will stand the test of your test. And I'm speaking against that which is, as far as I'm speaking to you, referencing anti-God. Anti-God. Destroying anti-God. Meaning, it works against the heavenliness that God has prepared for you. It works against you. So what I'm saying to you is this. Everything that I'm saying to you is a lift up for your freedom, for your greatness, your godness. And everything that I'm speaking about is tearing you down. It's robbing you. I speak up for health care because God has given us the wherewithal to have cures to every health care that is known to man right now. Even this pandemic, God has given us individuals who were bringing with them, I don't know if they're here now, who were bringing with them the knowledge necessary, or should I say the wisdom necessary to defeat these viruses. But because of the games we play, we find ourselves lost. Even the fires in California, the God that created us made preparations that we could have mastered that, but the games that we play find us shortcoming. And so I'm going to use something when I speak to God, about God. I want you to see me. Place me in that picture, speaking what is godly. And when I say something that's evil, that's trying to destroy you, I want to give you somebody you can understand. Donald Trump. So I'm trying to lift you up to heaven, and Donald Trump trying to take you to hell. Let me say that one more time. I am trying to lift you up to heaven using the spirit of God's love to take you there. And Donald Trump is trying to take you straight to hell using the evil of Satan to take you there. What do I mean when I want to break this down? What else are you suffering from? It's not just health care. It's eating, food, clothing, shelter. My job is to make sure that where you live, you, my friend, can consider it a mansion. Now, what is a mansion to one is not necessarily the same to another. But whatever it is to you, you feel as if it's a mansion. Now, this is what the God that I speak to you about has prepared, that each of us as individuals, as families, as adults, this is our standard of living according to the principles of love. This is what I'm telling you about. And what is Trump telling the folks? What is the devil telling folks? Build up a wall. No refugees, no help for anybody. Get these out of your suburbs and get your life, your wonderful life together. Cause all the pain and suffering, push them in the streets. I got the military to take care of them. They all back me. They all back the devil, he says. Is this true? You, the military, do you back Satan? Well, you don't have to answer that now. Time will tell. Time will tell. That's one thing about time, man. It speaks for us all. Now, what am I saying to you? Because you believe, you've always known that money, even in the Bible, they tell you about money. You talk about, only time you talk against money is when you say Jesus goes in the temple and the money changes. He knocks everything over. All right? Other than that, you talk about the few rich people who were in the Bible who helped somebody. You even talk about certain instances where God would make sure that certain people became wealthy. That's what you described in the scriptures as you have interpreted it. You even say that in a test of somebody who was trying to please God who had money, he was given an indication that if he went and gave all of his money away, that he would be pleasing to God. And you know what that story ended up being. It ends up being the same thing that Donald Trump is saying right now. The pandemic can kill everybody. It has to. But in order to make money, this economy got to be opened up, and the way this system is designed, it got to be open real quick, and whatever it takes. People talking about Donald Trump and what he's saying to other nations. What did he tell you? He said he talked about quid pro quo. Quid pro quo. I can't even get it right now, ladies and gentlemen. Please forgive me, but you know what I'm talking about. In other words, I'll give you some, you give me some. Now, fairness and justice comes with, I give you something, I'm satisfied, you give me something. I give you something, you're satisfied, you give me something, I'm satisfied. And the satisfaction comes between the two individuals who's making the exchange. But if the exchange is supposed to be representing the people, well, then even then it might be okay. But if it's not representing the people, well, this is what the devil does. He uses the people. He uses the people, just like in Germany, the brown shirts uses the people. Just like, it's amazing, ladies and gentlemen. It's amazing, but I want to say this before I end. It's amazing that all of these years, and I'm not going to talk about the 400 years of second-class citizenry. I'm just going to talk about this 100 years. You don't have too many people over